Their permanent home is here at the campus at Florida A&M University, but they have marched in presidential inaugural parades, wowed Super Bowl fans during halftime shows, and even represented the United States on the Champs-Élysées in Paris during the bicentennial Bastille Day festivities in France. Under the direction of Dr. Shelby Chipman, the Marching 100 are often described as legendary, innovative, and electrifying. And my question is, why are they the most imitated band in America?
The incomparable Marching 100 became the most imitated band in America and around the globe because of our unique history that started in 1946 with 17 students initially. And of course, one of the foremost things that Dr. William Patrick Foster wanted to do at that time was to have 100 members be a part of the group, feeling that we can do more as relates to the quality of sound, as relates to kind of formations and animation and pictorial things that would be relevant with audiences. And I tell you, in those humble beginning days, FAMU was very creative in stepping outside the parameters of what normal halftime shows would be and how they would be presented. And one of the first things that we have that's unique to FAMU is what we call the slow one, where we're marching to silence. And then we have what we call the rattler, where we're double timing, and it creates that energy and excitement. And then, of course, the dance routines. FAMU was one of the first marching bands to perform choreography with music, and that set the way for so many who wanted to be similar to FAMU and imitate. We're always thinking about what we call that it factor, something that's going to stand out and be unique, something that's different. We've done everything as relates to lying on our backs and having a heartbeat with our dance routines. We put formations on the field that relate to things that are going on in our society, memorial tributes, highlights of artists, highlights of people in our world that have made a difference. And that makes us different, and it's innovative because normally we're doing it for the first time and others copy. We move with such a rapid pace. The musicality of the group is very electrifying because of the way Mr. Lindsey Sargent arranges our music, and it's just set second to none. Since 1946, we've been doing it well. We're the only historically black college in the country to have received the Sutler Trophy, which is awarded to a collegiate marching band for exceptional excellence on the football field and in parades and entertaining audiences. And so that makes us very much so unique. The band has a motto. Our motto centers around character, academics, musical excellence, marching excellence, dedication, service, and reaching back out to the communities once you leave FAMU as an alum. And so we emphasize those things here as students. We let them know that you stand on the shoulders of giants, but as you matriculate here at FAMU, you're creating your own sense of legacy as relates to those who are going to be looking at you. I've been here for the last 23 years, and I tell you, it's been something special because I did graduate from FAMU with a degree in computer science, and I had to make that choice as to whether or not I was going to pursue computer science, and I did have a couple of jobs lined up at that time. But a wise man said, Shelby, I believe your heart is in music, and you were a student conductor here, you were a trumpet section leader here. I want you to think about it. So I took a breath, and I decided to come back for that second degree, the music education degree. Again, I was a high school band director at Miami Central High School and band performing the Macy's Day Parade in New York. That was a very golden opportunity for my students and community members at that time. And then I got a call extending me an invitation to interview for the Florida A&M assistant band director position when Dr. William Patrick Foster retired. So I received the appointment, and I came back to Florida A&M University not knowing that this was going to be now my dream job. And I tell you, I have to pinch myself every now and then when I think about all the noted performances that I've had a chance to be a part of and creating, as well as be a part of encouraging our students to perform at the exceptional level. So this has been a great opportunity since coming back to FAMU.
Did you know music was always your passion?
I started off playing the trumpet. That's my principal instrument. My uncle bought me a York trumpet. They've been discontinued. They're old school. And so that started it for me back in elementary school down in Miami. And I had the good fortune of my middle school band director, who was Ferris Rhodes, and my high school band director were brothers. Herbert Rose had also marched in the FAMU Marching 100. So they planted the seed in me many years ago, and of course that stick-to-itness, and eventually I got a scholarship to attend FAMU. And I tell you, that scholarship was a blessing because unfortunately my father passed when I was 7. My mom was a teacher in Miami-Dade County Public Schools for 30 years, but there were 4 of us, siblings. And so I don't know if I would have been able to go to college if it were not for that scholarship.
When you're not doing something in music, what are you doing? What do you love besides music?
That's a tough question because I'm always doing something in music, whether it's Florida Music Education Association or Florida A&M University, my day job. But I love to play cards, play with friends, and play sports. Usually I'm playing basketball, I follow sports. Those are 2 of my pastimes. I'm also working on a book. So I like to write and I like to read and of course do research.
And you're not going to name what teams you watch or anything like that.
Well, I'm glad you asked that. My favorite basketball team, are the Los Angeles Lakers. We just did a great promo working with LeBron James and the Nike Foundation. And of course, my favorite baseball team are the Los Angeles Dodgers. During the 80s, my 2 brothers also liked the LA teams. So I just took a liking to them, and I've always followed the LA teams.
Why Tallahassee? Why do you think you guys are so effective and so world-renowned, coming from Tallahassee? And if you think about that, 30, 50 years ago, Tallahassee was small back then.
Yeah. I look at Tallahassee now in the setting of what it was when I was here in the early 80s, and now fast forward, this is my 40th year. When I think about all of the different transformative kinds of things that have taken place here in the city and the progressiveness of the city. And when I think about the incomparable March 100, as we performed over the years throughout the city of Tallahassee and Big Bend area, people have been excited about the FAMU band. And of course, all the world-noted performances that we've done, I think, has garnered a lot of attention as well. We've just helped, I think, create this whole implication of Tallahassee being a city for all that's second to none.